All right. Awesome stuff. Adobe, I want to send you something to your Instagram direct message. So I want us to talk
Okay.
about this for a few minutes. Okay, so guys, please, we're off that topic. Please work with us. So, and I want your opinion on this. Ada bless you. Ada, I cannot find you on social media again. Where did you disappear to? All right, I've sent it to you. Check your social media and tell me what you think. I mean, your Instagram direct message and tell
All
me
right,
what you
I'll do
think.
that. I'll do that
Mhm.
now, but quickly let's pay some bills and we'll be back
All
in a
right, so
moment.
quick bills, and we're back at you in a moment. Don't go anywhere. 99.3 Nigeria info. Bob Daddy. How are y'all doing? Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm waiting for Adobe to come back. Woo! Woo!
99.3 Nigeria info. The survive and dangerous with Daddy Freeze. And I am your reader girlfriend, Ada Blessing. Hi, Daddy Freeze.
All right. You saw what I sent you.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I want us to discuss this. And I want us to discuss this from a open-minded point of view. Um,
Okay.
do away with sentiments. Do away with emotions. Do away with how you feel, and let us be logical in this. The Chinese government orders, according to this report, I don't know how true it is, but let's assume that it's true. The Chinese government orders low income families to abandon their Christian faith or lose financial aid. That is, if you want the government to support you, you have to deny your Christian faith and worship the government like the Chinese people do. Now, if I were the Chinese president, I wouldn't do this because it's undemocratic. But let us also remember that China is not a democracy per se.
Yeah.
Secondly, in Nigeria, we have churches where you can't marry from the next church. Marry is a privilege. For instance, let me give you an example. A Christian privilege, even though there's no biblical support for church marriages, can, I'm just asking, can a Catholic, for instance, come to Redeem and have a Redeem pastor hold their wedding? Two Catholics, never been to Redeem before, come to Redeem, all winners, and have the pastor hold their wedding. They will tell you to go and join one class. Some churches will even check and see if you've ever paid your tithe before. I don't know if I'm making sense to you.
Yeah.
Now, can a Muslim, for instance, benefit from a Redeem or Winners church program? I mean, church housing scheme. Like, okay, they're doing housing for the poor. How easy will it be for a Muslim to benefit from such? Let's ask. I've heard that in many of these churches, that even as a pastor, if you build a house on the premises of the church land, if you are leaving that church, you have to forfeit your house. Have you guys heard these stories before? I've heard, I've read, I can verify these claims to you. Now you have the Chinese government that is atheist. The government makes its money without believing in God or without supporting the belief of any God. They just believe that the society, the government is the God, and then they build their society on it. And compared to our society, their society is 100 times more advanced. They have, over the last 5 years, been intensifying their fight against religion. You cannot take a child who is less than 18 into a church, for instance, or a mosque. There was a time they were going from house to house, seizing Qurans and seizing mats. That is China. China does not want their children to be polluted with religion as far as they're concerned. They want their children to know that when you walk, you get rewarded for walk. When you build, you get rewarded for building. They don't want people to come and start saying pray, and prayer brings blessing of money or blessing of work or blessing of a society being built. Now, would you say the government that is atheist, that is developing very well, very fast, to the point where China is now a world power, decides that if you really want to receive government support, you can't be any other religion than the religion of the state? If not, go and meet your God and ask him to give you money. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. If you disagree, okay, we say this is our God that we worship. Our God is spoon, and you live in our country. If you don't like to worship spoon, you will not collect our financial aid. If you believe your own God is perfume, go and meet that your perfume and tell him to give you more financial aid, because our God is not going to support the poor from another God. So when you think about it, initially it looks really wicked, it looks really hard. But look at the Nigerian society. How tolerant are we? Let me ask you a question. If Nigeria became a Christian state and the economy of the country was determined by Christians. The whole Nigeria was Christian. Do you think traditional worshippers and let's say traditional worshippers, for instance, let's not say Muslims, because between Christians and Muslims we have about 51 and 49%. Traditional worshippers are the minority. Do you think traditional worshippers would be able to get financial aid in a Christian run government without them being forced to abandon their beliefs? I just want to ask that question. Let's discuss this for the next 10-15 minutes before we go into the Madagascar issue. So Ada, let me ask you, what's your take? Before you take any call, what's your take first, you?
To be honest, I don't think it's really a good idea. I replied to DM. I thought that I don't feel they should dictate for.
But you need to understand. That's why I said I know what you think is the same thing I think. But in the situation where it is not a democracy, let me give you an example. In Saudi Arabia, for instance, work is on Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. You can't say you want to go to church. You either go to church on Friday or you go to church on Thursday. There is no church on a working day, which is Sunday. Sunday is their Monday. Am I making sense to you?
Okay, point well noted. But then, why is it that they're just after the low-income families? They didn't choose to be poor. I feel.
Now, let's look at it from the government's point of view. The government and it is government.
Okay.
They are the ones that have the money. Worship our God, or we don't give you the support. Let me ask you, is that not what Nigerian churches do? Do you think Nigerian churches will support a pagan who refused to give up his idols? Because whether you like it or not, paganism is a religion. A pagan who refused to give up his idols, will they support that pagan financially? Let's ask ourselves this question. Ada, I put it to you.
The government.
No. You see, the Chinese government practices a certain... China is like Saudi. Saudi is Muslim. The religion is a state religion. Not like Nigeria that has division of religion. China is atheist and Buddhist, but mainly atheist. Now, if Nigeria, think of Nigeria, see how churches operate. Imagine Nigeria was a Christian state where everything was decided by the Bible. Do you think a traditional religion practitioner would be able to get financial aid without giving up his idols? That's my question. And don't say it is not good. Let's see whether it is good or not. Let us speak of it let's detach ourselves from all religion and speak logically. Do you get my point? I know, yes, like I said from the beginning, I wouldn't do it. If you come to me for help, the only thing I would probably do is I'll make sure I've taken care of my house first before I take care of another person's house. But
What happens to human rights? Freedom of worship.
We've just told you China. Freedom of worship does not exist in a country that is not democratic. Did China tell you have freedom of worship? You don't have freedom of worship in Saudi Arabia. Do you think you have freedom of worship in Iran? Do you think you have freedom of worship in Afghanistan? You don't have freedom of worship. Afghanistan, where they have beard patrol. As in literally, they have LASMA that drives around looking for people that cut their beard. You've not heard of it? Google it. Afghanistan Beard Patrol. There is police task force that is set up to be driving around and walking around and looking for men that have trimmed their beard. And they will be publicly flogged. So China is one of those countries like Saudi Arabia, like Afghanistan, where you do not have religious rights by default unless you are following the government laid down religion. So imagine Nigeria was like that and Christianity was our religion of state. Would you be allowed to practice Shango worship and still get government aid from a government that is like the Vatican City now? You understand, the Vatican City is run more or less by the church. Now imagine a Nigerian country that is run like that by the Pentecostal church. Tell me, if Shango worshippers, that's the question, will they get financial aid?
Okay, let's get a contribution 07.
You have still not answered me, Oda, before you take any contribution. You must answer first.
Obviously, because of the rate of poverty, the high rate of poverty, I think people will actually give up.
They'll give up their idols and their religions.
As a case study. So I don't feel they should do that. It's very wrong. You don't choose for someone.
No, but you see, in Saudi Arabia, there's no church. You are not allowed to be a Christian in Saudi Arabia. I hope you know.
That I
know. Now, hold on. You cannot say what is right and what is wrong for another country. In Nigeria, we have this democracy and this freedom of religion. And how are we better than Saudi? Are we living better than them? Are we richer than them? Are we as developed as they are? Do we have the resources they have? So we cannot say another society, their society is different. I remember my dad's a doctor. So growing up, all my dad's colleagues, or should I say like 70 to 75% of my dad's colleagues, ran off to Saudi Arabia. Even their children that are going to visit their parents in Saudi Arabia would have to wear, you know that thing women wear, puda, what's it called? In Saudi, you have as a woman, you have to be covered from head to toe.
Talking about
hijab, but a full hijab. Wow. And that is, you can't go to Saudi, just as you are like this, just go to Saudi like that and see whether you don't spend like 1 year in prison. Let me tell you a story a friend of mine was telling me. A woman fell into a hole. And men were stretching their hands to help, and the woman was rejecting it, saying haram, haram. So the best thing the men could do was run to the next street and look for women to come and pull her out. That's their society. That's their belief. It's unfair for us to dictate, especially when our society is not the best society in the world. It's unfair for us to say they don't have rights. The rights that we have, what has it done for us? How much better are we than China or Saudi? So it's not every country that gives you freedom of religion. No. I can mention 10 countries where you're not going to get freedom of religion. You in Afghanistan, that you cannot cut your beard, then you tell them you want to be a Christian. That's apostasy. So let us take phone calls.
0700 993 993 993 is the phone number. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Okay. Number one, what I want to say is this. Yes, if you're Buddhist, and the majority in that place of Buddhists, I know they will not give somebody that is not Buddhist what they have. That's certain. But the truth is that even the God that created us gave us freedom. So, because I'm in China or I'm poor, does not mean I have to give up my faith for food or anything they want to give. And because somebody is or a country is rich does not make what they're doing right. Even in God's word, there was somebody that had to ask God that why is it that bad people are making it, are always looking good, that for good people die early.
Hold on. I want to punch a hole. Are you saying that Nigerians are good people?
Yeah. Hello, can you hear that?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Then everybody said
I ask him, is he saying that Nigerians are good people and Chinese are bad people?
Yes, he's asking you. He's asking you if you're trying to say that Nigerians are good people and the Chinese people are bad.
For the Bible verse that he just quoted now.
But I will tell you what I'm saying. Even Nigeria, even the Saudi Arabia that is rich, nobody is better than anybody. Because you are rich does not make you better than me. You understand? What I'm just saying is that everybody, Nigerians, we know majority call themselves Christian, but they don't even practice Christianity. Majority. Because you have to be like Jesus Christ if you really want to practice Christianity. So
the number is 0700 993 993 993.
That's the truth. Even Jesus said, I came for the poor. So I don't understand what we are driving at. I don't know if you can enlighten us more about it.
Okay. Thanks for the call.
It's just a simple hypothetical question. And as usual, he's saying that Saudi is not better than Nigeria. Bros, if Saudi was not better than Nigeria, our doctors would not be running there. How many Saudi doctors run to Nigeria? Adobe. You see, there are some statements that you make. Is China not better than Nigeria? Ask you, think about it. Do you need to know that a country that produces everything you use in your country is better than your country? So, and that whole idea that because of religion, it is not necessarily. He read that he said even the rich, the good die quickly while the bad live long. So, is he trying to say that Nigeria is good? Do you know that? Let me tell you. In Saudi, I've heard of stories where people are dealing gold of $30,000. And they call Hazan, Allah. As soon as you hear that prayer, you leave everything you're doing. The guy put his $35,000, put the gold on top of the $35,000 and ran to the street to pray. And came back, and not $1 or 1 ounce of gold was missing from his gold and from his dollars. Meanwhile, in your own country, they are spending 85 million naira during lockdown to travel. Look around your country. Can you leave $5 under a stone, not under gold though? Leave $5 under a stone and expect to come back to meet it? Let's answer these questions. Like I said, this is hypothetically. The same thing is probably going to apply to Muslims in China. If you're not ready to worship the state government, okay, you are not going to collect our state benefits. And I said if Nigeria were a Pentecostal nation, this same thing would apply to the pagans. Am I right or am I wrong? We're also going to take some calls from social media. So that is the thing. First of all, you cannot make the assertion that good people will die quickly and bad people live long like we are good people. I can call us many names. I'm not sure good is among them. And somebody needs to tell the truth. Somebody said the stone will steal the $5. Think about it. We are here abusing Saudi religion is Islam. They don't have churches. It's a state that is run by the Quran. That's why even their legal system is Sharia. It doesn't make them bad. It makes their beliefs different. And if they say you cannot, China is saying you will have church, but you not collect government funds. Will you even have church first in Saudi? First, is the church, is the Christian you will be first before you can start collecting government benefits. Abi? So let's look at this from an open-minded point of view. The government runs the state on this religion. And they have said, as long as you are not practicing the state religion, you will not receive financial aid. It's something that will happen in Afghanistan, it will happen in Saudi, it will happen in Iran, it will happen in many countries, some better than our country, some worse than our country. But the essence is, when religion becomes a state affair, can we dictate democracy or play the democracy, human rights, freedom of religion card in a country where they tell you from the beginning before you enter that there's no freedom of any religion? If you're not Islamic, you cannot come here. Or if you're not atheist, you cannot enter here. So let's take phone calls, and please, guys, try not to be biased. Try to deal with this from a logical point of view. And there's one thing I always tell people. They say they will not give the poor people financial aid. Stay in your country then. Should your country has freedom of religion. Why are you going to their country to go and cry that they are not giving you financial aid because you are Christian? Stay in your own country. Nobody you they walk up and down, they look for waiting no loss.
Okay, we'll be taking your calls and of course your WhatsApp messages right after this. Keep it locked on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Reach out. Be informed. Stay connected to the world. Be ahead. And go for the original.
So what do you guys think? Someone said Nigerian church, their phone will be stolen inside church and offering money. And they will be abusing Saudi, and they will be telling that Saudi is a devilish, is a wicked place. Meanwhile, they still picking for church when they talk of phone and offering. One whole picking till now, that Ekiti Abi Ondo pastor. Have they seen the child? Don't worry, let the phone call open. They think they have sense. We allow them to talk that nonsense they want to talk. I'll come and start giving them points. Inside the church, pastor go sleep with your wife. If imam sleep with your wife for Saudi, they go stone the imam for public. In fact, they go stone the imam, stone your wife, join them. Imam no fit sleep with your wife for Saudi, forget it. But we are better than them. I'm waiting for more people go call, no worry. Now me and them today, now so it be.
Nigeria Info. Hide and freeze.
Yo. All right, let's take a couple of phone calls.
0700 993 993 993. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. How are you?
Thank you. That is good evening, sir.
Boss, you dey hear me?
Can you hear me, Ada?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Let us be truthful. And then let us also look at what the priest said initially. Leave sentiments, leave your emotions, and leave every other thing. The Chinese have said, you can practice your faith if you like it. But don't come to me for money. You see what? My God cannot be working for your own God.
Thank you. My God is not your God's assistant.
Your God is, but don't go to me. Don't you think that is a greater truth? The way I'm looking at it. Now, I don't know the kind of democracy, the kind of government Chinese practice. But let us bring it back home here, where we have democracy, the democracy that says you have the right to your own person, to your religion. Don't we think we are doing it here in this, guys? Now, I know of some companies that you will go, the head of whatever will tell you, bring some money before you can go. You can come in. If you don't give me this money, you better remain an African. We do it unconsciously. We do it here, even in Nigeria here. I know. Now, that if I come to you for help, I'm a Christian, and then I also go to the church that you go. Don't you feel comfortable giving me something that when a person comes to you for this thing? Let us forget that we didn't say it out, but we practice.
May God bless this caller. Oh.
Being your diehard fan, I appreciate you will see that you wouldn't even sleep so that you do a lot of research and study and come to us and even talk to, free of charge. May God bless you all, sir.
God bless you, Ada. You know one of our callers called Francis. He works in Banana Island. He said that his boss refused to employ him unless he follows her to church every Sunday.
What?
Oh, you've not heard it before? That is why I said I want to hear the hypocrisy of... You see, Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. 102 million out of 205 million people in extreme poverty. According to World Poverty Report, which you can find on www.worldpoverty.io. Check it out now. 102 million out of 205 million people are living in extreme poverty. Now, Nigeria is also the hypocrisy capital of the world. Now, I want to ask you, imagine Francis' boss was the government of Nigeria, a government that will not hire you, a government that will not hire you if you are not going to their church, not Christian again, no, you are not going to their church. Is that the government that will give you financial aid? Have they even given you work first? So let's open up these phone lines. I want to hear what people will say inside this matter, because our own, they always sweet us.
0700 993 993 993. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Sister?
Yes, please.
Hello.
All right, good evening. Welcome. What's your name? What's your name? Okay, please go ahead.
The way people talk about this religion something is not giving us good image. Let us get to something good and that can make people straight up. Please, this religion matter. They saw this one, they saw this one. It's not the one to account for Nigeria.
God, we know what make it talk plenty. Don't cut in call. We have a debate we are discussing.
Yeah.
Pick more calls. I am in the middle of a live feed. You are cutting me off. I'm in the middle of a live feed. You are disturbing my live feed. Hello, sir.
It's fine.
Hello, sir. I can hear you.
Stephen John.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll keep corruption with everything.
Keep it, bring him back to the topic. Let's leave corruption, my darling. Let's be on topic.
Okay. Hello. Okay. Wow. Hello. Hello, good evening. How are you? Okay, Ruben. Okay. Why there? Why?
Religion has a way, in a country like that, religion has a way, religion has a way of pulling the people. Okay?
Okay.
America is a Christian majority government. Britain is a Christian majority government. And they are right to China. So there is a way that they will use religion to pull the people away from the things that they don't know. So I think it makes a lot of sense. And then the couple in Nigeria that is most people, they are ashamed of themselves. And I can't touch it. So from 90% that yes, you are next venture. Even before you are using right now, very, very sure it's China. So why are we condemning them? Work for them. So seriously, I don't see any reason why we are condemning them. They are right for what? If Jesus, we need to say, I really don't see Jonah. Okay? I have read because that the thing always that you know, at least no way of destruction. And I guess people understand that we say that Islam is more like a Roman invention. More like a Roman invention. Ahead of your how Roman invention.
Adam, my love, keep the call short.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for having that. When you call,
just keep it short. Thank you so much. Awesome contribution. Let's take do you want to take messages or one more call, or take messages and come back and just take one more call so we go to the Madagascar story?
absolutely. Okay. It is 99.3 Nigeria info. Let me take the WhatsApp messages. Daddy Freeze. Okay. Good evening, Daddy Freeze. From the discussions you've been presenting all this while, it is very clear to me that you are an atheist, like the Chinese. Please stop forcing people to become atheists also. The Bible says that a fool says there is no God, but I see them as fools. Daddy Freeze, please stop preaching atheism on air. Timothy from Mowe.
We don't have redemption. That's the only thing I can preach. We don't have redemption. We are discussing like adults. Can religion not destroy our brains even further? We are discussing like an adult. We have been presented with an issue that is happening in China. What is your take? That's how somebody called at the beginning and said, because how will I say Saudi Arabia is better than us? In Saudi Arabia, I gave you the example. You will put $35,000 and put gold on top of it and go and pray and come back. And $1 will not be missing, and neither would 1 ounce of gold be missing. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, have you forgotten the Sotito Bire church, where a whole child is missing till today? People will steal phone inside church, steal your money inside church. Pastor will sleep with your wife inside church. I'm not telling you things that are few and far between. I'm telling you what is the norm. So at the end of the day, this our religion. What are we really practicing religion, or we're just being hypocritical? I gave you the clear example of a guy who is our regular caller on this show. His name is Francis. He was one of the conditions of getting employment at his current employer is that he must follow them to church on Sunday. Listen to the topic. Okay, you know what? If you are not ready to be open-minded and think, I don't think you should listen to this show. Let's do it like that. This show is not for people who they've used padlock to padlock their brain. We're having a conversation. This is an issue I tabled. Bring your points. I bring my points. From the beginning, I clearly said I don't agree with what China is doing, because as far as I'm concerned, it is wrong. But in the situation of a country that is governed by its religion, which in this case is atheism. I made a case for Afghanistan, for Saudi Arabia, and for China. These are countries that are governed by a state religion. And in the Bible, in the old law, according to the Bible, if you look at the old law was governed by Judaism. That is, it was God who selected the king. It was God who gave prophecy to Samuel to go to Jesse's house and anoint a king. So imagine how that was. It is currently happening in some countries in the world today. Does that make them bad countries because they do not agree with your religious point of view? And my question is, if I were working in China, for instance, I will work hard to make sure I'm not poor. In my own country, I'm not poor. I do not receive government support. As a matter of fact, I give people support. I don't receive support from the government. So why should I go leave my country here and go to China and now be looking for government support? The government cannot tell me what my religion is, but if they're feeding me, they can dictate. So what shouldn't my concern be the fact that I should, because if the Chinese God is atheism, why should their God be feeding children of another God? What happened to your own hands? Work so you don't need financial aid in the first place. We've got to learn to respect other people's ideas. All this one you people are talking here, you travel abroad, you begin to respect yourself. You will see it, all these people that are talking plenty. You will see how they begin to respect themselves. I pray that man that called me, I pray he gets a job offer in Saudi. A mouth-watering, I'm praying for him now. I'm praying that he gets a mouth-watering offer in Saudi. Let him go there and tell his employers that he wants to pray on Sunday when he's supposed to be at work. Let him go and tell them that he's supposed to be in church. Then you'll be able to realize that what we're saying is hypothetical in a society. So let's take one or two calls and let's go to 2 calls exactly and go to Madagascar issue.
Okay, hello. Good evening, sir. How are you? Fine, thank you. What's the name, please, and where you're calling from?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, please.
I am employing the sponsor. And this is where I will contribute. Now, let us give ourselves in this part of the world, especially Nigeria. Nigeria is not to deceive ourselves alone. Let us do one evangelism. We will not to try and contain somebody that does not belong to our human, and
Okorodudu, what is your question?
Hello?
Okay.
Sorry about that. Alright, Daddy Chris, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think we should. Do you think we should take more calls or we should move to something else?
I'm done with whatever.
All right, first things first, let me ask you a question. Going out to all Nigerian Christians, do you believe Muslims are going to go to heaven? Even your heaven, you are not ready to share with somebody from another religion. Come be your financial aid. Think about it. Ask yourself. That's when you begin to hear all sorts of scriptures that they don't understand. Forgetting that Matthew 25 says when Christ is coming to judge the world in the final judgment, he will separate every nation using the Greek words panta the ethne, all ethnic groups in all nations. And what he's going to use to judge them into heaven and hell is when you saw me hungry, did you feed me? When I was in prison, did you visit me? Nothing like born again, nothing like religion, nothing like church, nothing like fasting, nothing like prayer. It all boils down eventually to love. Meanwhile, by default, even the heaven where you believe, say you they go, you not believe, say you fit meet Buddhist there. You don't believe, say you fit meet Hindu there. You don't believe, say you even fit meet your Muslim brother. Where come from the same Abraham where you come from. But you are angry at China. Can you see the hypocrisy, Adobe? But you are angry at China that said they will not give financial aid to poor Christians. Does it not start in your heart? If you believe that your Muslim brother, listen to me, Nigeria has 49% Muslims and 51% Christians. The average Christian believes that entire 49% is going to hellfire because they do not accept Jesus. Your callers will call now and start talking. Or even your heaven you cannot share. Come be your money. May God not allow you to be in power. You just got a taste of how wicked you will be when you are in power. Una see una self. That your heaven where you think say you dey go. You think say you go allow Chinese man enter. Ask now. Let's discuss Chinese man. Only una go enter. Thieves, armed robbers, using 85 million to fly during lockdown. Where are you flying to? Are you using broomstick to fly? Meanwhile, all of una they go heaven. No. That your heaven where they go, I no go follow una. Because where una they go? Where think they beat una for that place? He never revealed himself to you. So let us move away from this. I just hoped I was able to wake us up a little. We've got to learn as human beings and as Christians that love first comes with respecting other people's choices. You cannot force your society. You cannot copy and paste Nigerian society. And listen, what do you even want to copy and paste? This? Is this what you want to take to Saudi? Is it better than Saudi? The other day I did aerial view of my area. I was disappointed. There are 10 churches. You will see them from satellite view. You will just be seeing cross. But look at us. How good is our power supply? China that you're looking at, they have light. Let there be light. God was not talking about Nigeria. He was talking about everywhere else except Nigeria. Romania is a poor country. Do you know that? It's in Romania that I knew that washing machine has clock. Microwave has clock. And Romanians set all those clocks. I've never seen it before. I don't know why they're obsessed with setting clocks on anything that has clock. And I used to ask my aunt, I'm like, why do you bother set the clock on a microwave? She said, anytime she's in the kitchen, she knows what time it is. Anytime she's in fridge, they will set the clock. And guess what? The clock no they ever go because light no they ever go. They know they get surge. Do you know that? First of all, let's even talk. Do you know that high voltage is a Nigerian problem? Do you know?
Oh, really?
Oh, you didn't know? I was just telling my uncle in Europe about stabilizer. I described it to him for like 2 hours. He did not understand what I was talking about. He bought a big 65-inch television. I said, I want you to buy stabilizer. I said, Stabby. I say surge protector. I say surge. Do you understand? This is our country that is so beautiful and so wonderful because we have all sorts of religious houses up and down. Did you see the joke that was happening today with the NCDC? Are you not? Do you think things like that happen in other countries? Do you know I was telling people that I was telling my uncle and my aunt, anytime I travel to Romania with my mom always gets embarrassed because I just decide to start telling them things about Nigeria. Like if they catch a witch, then they put tire for a neck. They could not believe it. Dan Foster, late Dan Foster, may his soul rest in peace, said the first time he came to Nigeria that they were driving him from the airport to Cool FM. So as they were going, they just see one armed robber where they just put tire for a neck, finish, the guy just roast. He just said, yeah, wait a minute, what's that? The driver just looked at it once and said, he must have stolen something. Casually, like saying a normal thing, he don't thief something, they don't find out in medicine where they look for. Dan Foster could not believe it. As you are seeing me so, I don't see where they put tire for winch neck before. No be downgrade, I've seen it, not once. I grew up in an area of Ibadan called Aremo that had a popular church called St. Peter's Church. Say they put tire for thief neck. Now normal thing, not like once every 2 weeks. There was a time when they had a thief male organ. You never heard that gist before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they put tire for people neck tire. What else go down all and say you don't thief man before you know they don't gather and tire? As in, at a point, I was walking down the street, paranoid for two things. So that somebody will not hold me and say I come out in. Or somebody will not come out my own. So I was walking in fear of being a commuter or a commutee. Do you think you have this nonsense? As in, when I told them in Romania, my mother, you know what my mother says? Don't mind him, he's lying. With a plain face. My mother knows that I'm telling the truth, but she knows they will not believe me. That such ridiculousness does not happen in any other country. Meanwhile, now we religious pass anybody else. Let me ask you a question. All these churches they've closed in Lagos for the last 4 months. Has anybody died? That your auntie that they said was worrying you, is she not on sabbatical? Are you not happy?
Sabbatical.
She has collected leave. Let her rest. The auntie that they say is worrying you. So here's my thing at the end of the day. For you to be a true Christian, you have to learn to love everyone. For God so loved the world. Not that he loved Christians or Jews. He loved the whole world. And you've got to start accommodating other people, including pagans. Meanwhile, you where they form Christian, nobody pagan reach you. So what I should be saying is, you should begin to accommodate other pagans. You people are angry with me. You will always be angry with me. Anytime I tell you the truth, you must vex. And let us now use this to go to the Madagascar medicine and end there. Did I not warn you? You people abuse me. I'm here laughing today. Una no see am. Even Sheon Kuti, my good friend, fought me over this Madagascar medicine. He said, why am I running them down? Oh, didn't you see the post? And, you know, because he's a public figure, a lot of people supported him. Sheon, And what was the argument? Does malaria not have a cure? Are people not still dying of it? One name. When was the last time you heard somebody died of malaria? I want to ask you. Adobe, where was the last time you knew somebody that died of malaria? Where was the last time a popular politician died of malaria? We saw Ajumobi, COVID. Kiari, COVID. I want to ask you, when was the last time a popular public figure in politics in Nigeria died of malaria? The first time I looked at the Madagascar figures, they say they have a cure. What did they use to measure the parameters of the claim that they have a cure on Toriolong? That time they had about 400 cases, out of which they had about maybe 60 recoveries. You have 400 cases, 60 people have recovered, and you have cure. Everybody was saying, the usual, Daddy Freeze, shut up, Daddy Freeze, shut up. Oh, Daddy Freeze, you talk too much, shut up, you don't know anything, you are a fool. I'm used to it. But today I'm going to use this whole show to laugh. Then I said, let us be patient. We will see the first death. Abi, Adobe, you were there with me now. Don't leave me alone in this. So, of course, like I predicted, very soon, there was a death. Abi? So, the moment there was a death, I called people back. I said, these people that say they have cure, one person don't die. Hey, even malaria people, do they still not die? I kept quiet. Me, where I don't see, say, that Madagascar president, now person where they look for with long cane. No. As in, imagine the clown. He said WHO rejected his medicine, his cure. Then he came with the black sentiment and African sentiment there because we're African and they rejected it. Now, so that they get cure, you get 400 cases, out of which 60 something don't recover. Meanwhile, without taking any medicine, 80% are supposed to recover by default. Your recovery rate and your infection rate, does it sound like you have a cure? Faroe Island had 127 cases and all 127 cases recovered. They have not said they have cure. And that WHO is rejecting them. It is you. As of today, Madagascar has 6,849 confirmed cases, out of which 3,339 people have recovered and 55 people died, including people allegedly in their president's cabinet, even in the health ministry. Adobe, am I making sense today? 55 people have died so far. 6,000. Now, guess what the sweetest part of it is? They are on a second lockdown as we are. Only una get cure, only una don't do 2 lockdowns for Africa. I'm not sure see any other country don't do 2 lockdowns for Africa. But you have the cure. Nigerians, when are you going to learn to be critical thinkers? And at a point, it was rumored that they wanted to sell this their mumu to us for $100 and something thousand. And people were saying, yes, don't we have money? We should buy it. How much is it? Can't we buy it? I'm like, who did this to you people? I even did a video. Did you remember that video I did about this Madagascar comedy?
Oh, yes, I recall it.
Oh, they insulted me. No, I did several videos, but there was one dedicated video that I recorded and broke all the parameters down. Abuse. When I don't see them now. Then finally, It took what Daddy Freeze told you from the beginning, that this thing is not a cure. It cannot be a cure. You know what a cure means? Or I should go back to school because everybody around me no get sense. Only today, yesterday, sorry, the story came out. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me entertain you with some news. I will take your phone calls, don't worry. And when I take your phone calls, I will not talk. I've learned to keep quiet on this show so people can talk and enjoy yourselves. One thing I'm always sure of is anything I tell you, when I go meet them like that. Abi Adobe. Madagascar herb, I beg your pardon, can't cure COVID-19, NIPRD. The National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research and Development has shared its results from evaluating and analyzing the Madagascar herbal drink COVID Organics. Say they see people, they don't go brand down COVID Organics. COVID Organics call COVID Organizer. In a statement released on Sunday, July 19th, the NIPRD said the drug, which contains majorly Artemisia annua, cannot effectively cure coronavirus as claimed. It, however, reduces frequency of cough with maximum dose, producing an effect equivalent to that produced by the centrally acting cough suppressant dihydrocodeine. So, in short, na cough mixture, sha. One thing that they sell as COVID cure na cough mixture, Laura. The institute further disclosed that it will further investigate the drug's effect on trachea mucus expectoration, which is cough medicine. Laura again. Trachea mucus expectorant, cough mixture. It read, safety studies show that COVID Organic CVO products do not alter the normal physiology of the animals. CVO caused a significant decrease in the platelet count, although the values are within the physiological range for Wistar rats. The increase in alkaline phosphate observed in the CVO female group may indicate a cause of concern, although values are within the physiological ranges for Wistar rats, and this was not observed in the organs. On the whole, CVO can be considered safe based on the model used, which did not cover other routes of administration. Effects of long-term use or organ historical evaluation of the test systems. CVO reduced cough frequency with the maximum dose tested, producing an effect equivalent to that produced by the centrally acting cough suppressant dihydrocodeine. To further characterize this product based on its effect on the respiratory tract, it will be important to investigate its effect on tracheal mucus expectoration. While CVO dose dependently reduced general febrile response, the effect was not sustained and was for less than indomethacin. Well, I cannot tell you that what they have done. I can only tell you what we have done. The analysis we gave in our report is more detailed than anything they had come from their country. They are hiding the analysis of their own product. If you go online, you cannot get the level of analysis we gave. They are hiding a lot of things, and I think it is possible they know they don't have a strong science backing up their claim. But our own analysis does not show any proof that it can cure COVID-19. I don't hear now. Listen to comments on Linda Ikeji's blog. They can never show support for the first day. I'm not surprised. God heal our land. Will you keep quiet? They cannot show support. Show support for what? For mediocrity. Show support for mediocrity. Mumu people. Somebody said, isn't this statement coming months late? Even though the news, we know it doesn't work. Hell, even Madagascar knows. It's not coming months late because Daddy Freeze at first giving it to you as prophecy. But did you listen? So the one that is coming as analysis, una take her now. Make una no vex. Una don't collect them now. Someone said, please come up with your own cure instead of wasting resources on the analysis of what others have produced. They bring something for your country to drink, and you are telling them not to analyze it and just share it to all the citizens. And they are bringing it at heavy dollar amount. Mediocrity. Let me tell you Nigeria's problem. 1, religion. 2, poverty. 3, hypocrisy. 4, mediocrity. Nigeria has 4 major problems: religion, hypocrisy, poverty, and mediocrity. So I open up the phone lines to all of you. Let's celebrate the Madagascar that I wish I'd charge people $1. I wish I'd bet with you people. Today I'll be going to the bank to clear some good money. I have 100 and something people listening to me somewhere on the radio. Is something 1,000. Abiada, I should have made some good money. I warned you repeatedly, not once. I didn't warn you in passing. I warned you repeatedly. All right, let's go. Adobe.
700-993-993-993. Or you can send in your comments. The WhatsApp number 0809-597-5805. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir. How are you?
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hello? Struggling to? Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, Jeff. Okay. Okay, Jeff. All right. Hello? Hello, good evening. What's your name? Okay, Ruben.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Adobe, today was hot,
Yep.
even though I didn't plan it to be hot.
I know, right? Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
I'm calling from Moshi.
Okay, Mr. Julius.
So, I didn't want to talk about COVID-19. I wanted to talk about religion.
No, we don't want that.
I've been calling since I didn't
Okay, give him 30 seconds. Let him just make his point, and nobody else calls on religion again after this.
Okay.
Remind him that it's 30 seconds.
Seconds to do that, and I am timing you. So let's go.
Okay. Well, what I wanted just to say that the whole world is lying in the power of the wicked one. So it's not about going to church and doing like a book. Or it's not about saying that you will not worship your own worship or you worship what I direct you to worship that because you are good. We all are under the influence of the devil. And then there has never been the word in Christianity or in the church.
Okay.
For now.
Okay, Julius, you're out of time.
My darling, Ada, what did he say? So I can start correct because I can see that he made plenty blunders inside what he said.
Are you done?
Hello.
Yes, Julius, I can hear you.
Julius does not understand that he has 30 seconds.
The concept is whether I'm a juju worshiper or
Julius, we're done with that. We're done with that. You've stated your opinion. Do you have anything to say about the Madagascar COVID-19?
Madagascar. What I want to say about Madagascar, they have tried to do something. Maybe they didn't go
So they see the mentality. So they see the new mentality.
We need to follow their research or to bring it out. But it's something to appreciate because
Something to appreciate, mediocrity. They tell you say something at Yahoo. Say cough mixture better round. They really tried. So they see senselessness.
So in essence, what are you saying?
That Madagascar, I want to let them go back to more research, work well.
Is that not what I said from the beginning?
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Alright, that if of course he said that the thing about China dictating or stating what they said is because in general the world power lies in the hands of the devil, the wicked people. So that's why they came up with that statement.
I thought I heard him say something like Christianity has never had power before. Have you forgotten that the whole have you read about the Crusades where millions of people were killed in the name of Jesus, where they tried to take certain territories back from them? You see, my problem is we are so shallow. Ask a typical Pentecostal Christian who invented or who started Pentecostalism. They don't know. And it started only 100 years ago. How would they know about crusades? So at the end of the day, here's my point. Whether they're Buddhist or they're atheist or they're Hare Krishnas or they're Muslims, we must learn to love one another. We must listen. The world is going global, or the world is a global village. You're going to have to work with Buddhists. You're going to have to work with atheists. You're going to have to work with Hindus. And you're going to have to remove this, your mentality of they are going to hellfire. Let me give you an example. One of my daughter's friends was dating a Buddhist boy. this is a topic for, maybe we'll even do this as topic tomorrow. And the mom, he followed her home, Indian Buddhist boy. Oh wow, nice boy, what's your name? He said his name. When he left, the mother asked the daughter, what religion is he? Said, he's Buddhist. Break up with him. Break up with him now. You must break up with him. How can you be dating a Buddhist? Guess what? The girl went back to school and continued dating her Buddhist. So we've got to come out. If you want to convert a Buddhist out of Buddhism, it is not with this our hypocrisy. You're going to have to genuinely make him see reason why our faith is beautiful, and he's not going to see it with what we are doing. What we are doing adds no value, no credence to our faith. It only does us a demerit. Let me ask you a question. If your daughter comes home with an atheist that is good and nice and loves her, you not allow them to marry. They will marry, they will run away in this world that we are going to. You'll be praying for your daughter to bring home Muslim. At least you know Muslim, you understand. With what? You send your child to go abroad, then your child goes to China to go and learn a course. And then he comes back with a Chinese girl that he loves that is atheist. The best thing you can pray for them is that he's able to convert her with love to your own faith or to our own faith. The first thing that Christ preached is love, and is the first thing you see that is absent in the Nigerian church. So you can't win any soul that is not. Listen, an average Nigerian Christian was born Christian, just the way an average Chinese man was born atheist, and they believed in the principle of atheism and Buddhism. There's nothing special about you inheriting a religion from your parents. What revelations did you get as a person? How much study did you do? Well, story for another day. Let's end with one more call. Adobe, I'm in the mood today.
Okay, hello. Hello, good evening. Oh dear. Hello. Hello, good evening. Fine, thank you. How are you? Okay, alright.
Ada,
Yes, please.
about Madagascar show.
Yeah.
That show was presented to public to IPA for more than 7,000 euros. And at that period, that was actually the main cure. And the reason being that
And the reason being that, say they hear English.
for you to have obtained or developed over for that particular issue. I mean, that is a need for them to come back that they are gotten a cure for COVID-19. So far, it wasn't that, and not all of that mind that works back told him that
All right, beautiful Ada. It's been a wonderful time on the show tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on Live and Dangerous with Daddy Freeze and his radio wife, Adobe. Adobe, the special one. Eh?
Daddy Chris,
Yes, my darling.
thank you so much. You've been such an amazing person.
Oh, are you sure? Are you sure all these people will agree with you that I'm amazing? These people that want to have my head? Are you really, really sure that they think I'm amazing? Me that they think I'm baranda.
Wow.
I'm joking, darling. Lovely working with you, Tuada. You're an angel from heaven. The kind that is not very common in a place like here that we call home. Your angelic ability is almost parallel to your beauty.
Don't leave me, don't leave me. Alright, thank you so much, Daddy Chris.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Oh, sorry, I taunted you people a little. It's not my fault. When I warned you about this thing, you would not listen. So, you know, I'm one person who would just like to remind you that I told you, I warned you.
Right?
Good
Okay, thank you so much. Good night.
night. Woo! Adobe has gone and left me. All right, guys, lovely hanging out with y'all. I need to go hang out with Taste Buds. See as I yellow. Oh boy, fresh. Oh, be today. My real color just come out. All right, guys, love you all. See you tomorrow. I'll be doing the teaching during the day. And of course, join me on 99.3 Nigeria Info from 10 p.m. till midnight. It's live and dangerous. And you're going to be you're going to be hearing those things you don't hear on any other radio. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the numbers to call 0700 993 993 993. God bless you.